It's a beautiful day for a test drive of two very similar yet a little bit different cars. We're going to take this car first, okay? This is the S600. Let's get her on the streets and see how she does on the outside. My favorite sound. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. Why? Why? Every time I get in this car, it's dead. Monkey, wrench, Mike. Yay!
I'm in the car.
Hey everybody, this is Monkey Wrench Mike. That is Legend right over there, keeping an eye on everything. Today, it's Mother's Day, and we're going to evaluate the S600 versus the S55 before we perhaps say goodbye to both of the cars. What do you think, Legend? Oh, now he's gone. Yeah, he's bored. Okay, anyway, today's Mother's Day, like I said, so please call or text your mom. If you have one still, you are very, very lucky. Tell her that you love her. Don't send a text because that's very impersonal. Yeah. You like them enough to text, but not enough to actually speak to them. Not a good sign. All right, folks, let's jump in and see where this car stands when you compare it to the lesser or perhaps moorer S55. All right, here they are in person. Two of the best that Mercedes offered. Well, the two best that Mercedes offered in 2001. This right here is a 2001 S55 AMG. We're going to compare it to the S600 2001 version right here. On the outside, they're exactly the same. Okay, the S55 has different wheels than it would have come with. The S600, obviously. Woo! Has beautiful, well, depending on if you like them or not, beautiful aftermarket wheels. Headlights are the same, grille, the star, everything is the same. You get a different bumper with the S55 AMG. I believe you might with the S600. This is all the same. One thing you have to watch out for on the 2001s is rust on the bottom of the doors, because it will happen. It will definitely happen. Okay, on the back, you have the badging, the AMG here, the S55 right there versus the V12 S600. Let me show you a better example of the rust you have to watch out for on these cars. This is when Mercedes paint wasn't what it once was and what it is now. Yep, you got to be very careful of the rust. This is easy to fix, but it's a pain in the rear end, okay? Not so much over here because this car has been repainted, which is fine, and that's why it looks so much fresher and so much nicer than her S55 sister. A little more on the outside. Here she is in all of her glory. Isn't that wonderful? That's not a leak, that's water. I just washed the cars, okay? Here we go on the S55. As you make your entrance, these two cars are very similar. They're both covered in black leather. Leather goes a little further on the S600, okay? I want you to take a look at the dash right there, just a molded plastic dash. It's a little bit different on the S600. All right, S600 time. Here we go. Once again, heated and cooled seats. Black leather interior. We have the wood steering wheel versus the S55 black leather steering wheel. And look at the dash. You see the difference? This is leather with the stitching, which is beautiful. The stitching goes all the way around, all the way down underneath your little command center, up under the keys, and it runs over to the parking brake. Is that not lovely? And then it continues out onto the doors right there. One difference, one big difference. Otherwise, same instrument cluster. Doorknob or the shift knob could be a little bit different, but basically the inside is just the same until you get to the Alcantara roof right here. This is great. This is something to behold right there. It is soft and it looks really, really nice. Go to the overhead panel. It's covered in wood over here in the S55. It's just the black plastic. Same controls all the way here. Same wood, same everything. Let's go to the back seat. These are very similar. One key difference, you have window shades in the S600, but they are manual. And these, in true Mercedes fashion, are stuck. Let's go to the other side. Let's see if this one works on this other side right here. And I have to apologize because I parked under this great big tree and it's ruined the cars and I cannot keep the sap and everything off of it and the birds. Okay, here's your window screen. Is this going to lift? Yeah, this is what it looks like. Right up here. And then it just kind of sits right here. Okay? You don't get one in the S600, or at least I didn't get one in my S600. This is a common problem. Almost every car I've received of the W220, this doesn't work. Okay, back seat. Very nice. You get a mirror. You're supposed to get a mirror here. Oh, there it is right there. Someone has taped it. Hello! Double-sided tape just to keep that up. But you notice it's covered in the same fabric as the top. Do the lights work? Oh, they do work. Okay, well, we need to fix that. Okay, that'll be something for Mike to fix. Ugh, that's kind of gross. Okay, lights off. Here's the S600. Once again, the stitching continues for the leather all the way around the back door as well. We'll climb inside. The S55 did not have rear control for the HVAC system. This one's missing a button. This needs to be reattached right there. But you get controls for the rear passengers back here. And if you look above, the window covering is in wood, or the window covering, the mirror covering. And there's your lights. And there it is. That's how it's supposed to work. Look at that, okay? But it's in wood. You do not get the rear window shade as you do in the S55. The ashtray in the back, covered in wood. This one kind of works. It kind of stays there. As far as the rear seat itself goes, just a typical bench right here. You cannot move it and you cannot heat it. Not so in the S600. Behold, heated seats that actually move. All right, if we want to move this, there we go. Relax, relax, and you go back up. All right, let's talk about the heart of the cars right here. We have the S55, the S600 right there. The S55, 354 horsepower. It's a 5.5 liter engine. Of course, it's a naturally aspirated V8. Later in the production model, they came out with supercharged. Not so on this one. 16 miles city, 22 on the highway. And if you wanted to go racing, 5.5 seconds to 0 to 60, and a top speed of 92 miles per hour in the quarter mile. Over here on this side, this lovely beast, I love it, is a 362 horsepower, 5.8 liter V12 engine, and it sounds completely different when you start it up. And I'll show you the difference here in just a moment. Once again, both cars do have a 5-speed automatic. This is a 15 city, 23 miles per gallon highway because they have cylinder deactivation, and I'll tell you more about that when we get on the road. All right, this engine has a terrible reputation. That engine has a so-so reputation, but I've been told these cylinders can go out of round and cause all kinds of problems. This one's doing fine, all right? 0 to 60, 5.4 seconds versus 5.5 seconds. Quarter mile, 103 miles per hour versus 92 miles per hour. All right, once you get past the heart right here, everything else, all the ancillaries are just the same. All right, here's your reservoir for your ABC system. That is your reservoir for your power steering system, and this is the pump that controls both. If this starts to make a weird sound, watch out because it could get expensive very, very fast. Over here on this S600, looks very different there, but this typically right here by your brake system, once again, reservoir for the power steering, and then down under there is your power steering pump. You don't get a whole lot of room to work on this because you have 4 extra cylinders all stuffed into the same size engine bay. Here's how they sound when you start them up. Okay, Listen to this one. Typical V8. You ready? Nothing special. Slight tick, no big deal. Nothing to worry about at all right there. But it does sounds pretty good to me. And I love that you get this little AMG right there. That says a lot about the car. This one only has 100,000 miles, which is nice. And it does sound good. Okay, here we go. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, now let's go listen to the S600. Okay, we are in the S600. Listen to this. It's interesting because you don't get anything on the dash that indicates that this is a V12. I don't know why. In my opinion, it should say V12, something special right there. On your instrument cluster, it does not. But listen to the starter and how it kind of engages with the engine. You ready? Here we go. Could you hear it? My battery's a little bit low, but it's kind of it's almost like an airplane taking off for a couple of seconds, and then the engine kicks in. This one's a little quieter too. And I do have an active body control, and I have ESP because I was just working on it. So if you go this way, this way, it goes off, or it usually does. Okay. Here we go, let's do it again. Right. Left. Right. Go off. It didn't go off. All right, anyway. Listen to this one. See? Not so, I don't know, it's more of a reserved sound. Here we go. A little bit extra horsepower, 4 extra cylinders, lots of extra weight. I want to say this is like 300 and something pounds heavier than the S55, but the engine, sounds good to me. Okay, so it did just clear. This one has 117,000 miles. Both cars have low mileage. To me. All right, now let's take them for a test drive and see how they drive. I got to tell you, driving this S55 through downtown Tulsa right there is a lot of fun. Look at the buildings. It's a beautiful downtown. Not as big as Oklahoma City, but it is very pretty. As is the car. Yep, I do love the car. I like driving the S55. It's different than the V12 version. It was a little bit lighter. Some of the words that you hear described, athletic, I've heard powerful, or I've read powerful. This engine, when you give it a little gas, really likes to rev. It really does like to go, and I'll show you coming up in just a minute, but I have a police officer right there in front of me, so we'll come over here. Okay, we're about to get on the highway. Police officer's a little bit ahead of me, so when I can, we're gonna give it some gas and just kind of let you guys listen and see what it feels like. Let's do that. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was 80 right there. Pretty quick. And the police officer is still ahead of me, so we're going to hang back a little bit. On the highway, this car does really, really good. Gas mileage, I want to say, is about 22 highway. It's quiet. It's comfortable. This car is a little bit lighter, almost, well, about 300 pounds lighter than the V12 version. And people say you can tell that during the twisties, you know, when you're rocking back and forth and moving all that weight. People I've read do prefer this one. That S600 or the V12 can be a little scary. Let's get a little acceleration test here. All right, here we go. We're going to go from 60 to something real quick. You ready? Okay. She does like to go. And I like the sound. I like the sound. I like watching that rev like that. It sounds good. Oops, here comes somebody. Let me back this up. One thing I like about the car, it likes to go fast, but I like it because it likes to stop fast. Watch this. These brakes, holy crap, are incredible. This thing will shut down from wherever it is to zero so quick. Okay. Woo! That was almost 0 to 60. Almost. Yeah, let's see if we can do this here without getting a, you know what. Yeah, we're just gonna wait. Now I won't be able to time this. I'm just going to have to look at it on the video because I'm using my camera here on my phone, so I have no stopwatch. We'll go from 0 to 60 as fast as we can, and then we'll let the video show us just how fast we went. Here we go. And 60. Wow. Okay. That was quick. Holy moly. You like the sound of the engine? Can you hear it through the microphone? She does like to play. Now, right out of the factory, Mercedes says this would get to 60 miles an hour in 5.5 seconds. What did we do this time? There we go. Yeah, 21 years later, 100,000 miles later, and it took us that long to get to 0 to 60. And if I could, I would do a 60 to 0, but I don't think I can right here. Do I like the car? Yes. Am I afraid of it? I'm not as afraid of this one as I am the S600. That car frightens me, and I'll tell you why when I'm driving that car, because of a couple of issues. This has the same suspension. Everything is the same underneath. Brakes are fantastic. 0 to 60 is good, and she will cruise all day at 90 or 100. Ask me how I know. But this is really the S55. This is not supercharged or anything. This is just naturally aspirated. Yep, this is just big V8 that likes to go. $60, just like that. That was another 0 to 60. As we said before, here's my favorite part. You ready? Listen to the start. Listen to it. Hear that zzz? Yep, love it, love it, love it. Okay, right off the bat, you see we have an ABC issue. Yay, Mike, and a ESP, because I just hooked up the battery. Yep, once again, the battery was dead. So before we even get started, let's pray that we make it. All right, let's cross our fingers, say a little prayer, and hope that we actually make it home alive. So let's talk about this. 12 cylinders, and perhaps the most hated, least reliable Mercedes ever built. First of all, we gotta turn on the AC because it is hot in here. Okay, yeah, folks do not like this engine. They really have a problem with the engine. Tell you what, yep, this is the scary engine. This is the M137 engine, that V12 that goes out of round. And what I mean it goes out of round, you know, the cylinders go up and down, and the bores actually kind of change shape a little bit because the engine, from what I've read, isn't strong enough to handle the horsepower. So you have an issue with that. A lot of folks say the coils on this car are very expensive, and they are. There's a coil that runs the entire left bank and the entire right bank. So 2 coils, 12 cylinders. If one coil goes out, that's $1,200 to $1,400 if you can find one. And if you're lucky, you can find one on eBay for $900 to $8,000. That's a lot of money for one coil. This also has that cylinder shut off. Mileage on this is what, 15 and 23. It's 22 on the highway for the S55. This is a little better, if 1 mile per gallon is better, because half of the cylinders will shut off. If you're cruising along, it'll shut down, from what I've read, one entire bank of cylinders, and I've heard it's the left bank of cylinders. Yeah, we're just going to stop right here if that's not a police officer, and then I'm going to hit it. Okay, you ready? And in 3, 2, 1. All right, that to me, I don't know. Let's try it again. Let's just slow down right here. And we're gonna hit it very, very hard. Here comes this car right here. And in 3, 2, 1. That's a little faster, I think, than the S55, just off the top of my head. I think that's going to be a little bit faster. Of course, I don't know. And these brakes, they don't seem to be as good as the S55s, though. Maybe this is a little quicker, but then a little slower, slowing down. What do you think? Yeah, pretty fast. Like I said, it felt faster than the S55. Was it actually faster? Off of the production line, 0 to 60 in this car was 5.4 seconds. 5.5 for the S55 AMG. What did we get in this car? Okay, the first pull was here. Second pull, here. A little bit different than when it was brand new. Once again, this car does have 117,000 miles, 21 years old, just like the S55 AMG. And I'll tell you one thing about this series, the W220, no matter if it's the S500, I've had 2 of those, if it's the S55 or the S600, to me, it feels like you're kind of sitting on top of the car. I have an S63 from 2008, normally aspirated V8, 500 and something horsepower. That car, I feel like you're sitting in and you're part of the car. I feel a little distanced in this one, and I feel like I'm kind of on top of everything, and it's not as comforting, I guess is a good word to say. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get on the highway here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, yeah, you get the little flashing triangle when you hit it. This is a fun car. If I want to pass somebody, let me do this. Hold on, let's switch. There's a different angle for you. Sorry about half the camera being exposed, but that's what's holding it to the windshield. All right, let's say there was somebody in front of me and I wanted to pass very quickly. I'm going 60 right now. What's my to 80 time? You ready? 3, 2, 1. '80. That was pretty fast. All right, well that just happened, which may prove my fears true. Yep, let's just kind of see if we can make it home. That is scary. I don't know what's going on. I don't see a trail of fluid coming from the back of the car, so we're just gonna, I don't know. Yay! Yep, this is not the best part of Tulsa to have car problems in. Yep, okay. Come on, baby girl, or boy, or Darth Vader, or Lex Luthor, or whoever. I don't know. Just please get me home. Please. All right, I think the car. Can you hear the squeaking, though? Yeah, listen to the squeaks. I think the car is going to make it home. All we have to do is get up this hill. That squeaking is so embarrassing. Oh, I hope my neighbors are inside. For a car that looks so good, to be so bad is a horrible thing. It's terrible. So let me get it parked. We'll take a look at the issue again, and then we'll put the S55 and the S600 face to face, and we'll decide who'd you rather. All right, let's see what the issue is, because now I'm worried. I don't know what's going on with this car. This was your maiden voyage. No, it wasn't. You've been out a couple of times. I just haven't put a whole lot of miles on you because I'm afraid of you. That's quieted down a little bit. So let's see what's going on. Let's check the suspension. There's a lot of fluid in there. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Hold on. There we go. Nice and dry. So we're good there. Maybe it's the power steering? Oh. Holy moly. Okay. Let's get this cleaned up. In and out. Wow. Okay, well, if you remember from the first videos, the fluid in here is power steering fluid, not the ABC fluid that is supposed to be in there. This is supposed to be on the same kind of stuff. But I guess the previous owner realized there's a leak, which I'm just now realizing, and he just put in the cheap power steering fluid. Some people use transmission fluid. Okay, can you see? There's a leak. We got some drippage, and we have some wires hanging out there. At least it's not the suspension. Thank goodness for that. It's the power steering rack. Bummer. So that's the question. Who would you rather? Back in 2001, if you had about $115,000, would you buy an S600 with a V12 engine? Or would you save some money and get this one for about $98,000, the S55 AMG? This is a rare car. I did some research. 1,042 2001 S55 AMGs were produced. I couldn't find a number of S600s. That's how rare they are. One dealer got on a forum and said that he thought about 250 were made. I don't know. I never see these except at Copart auctions, and usually they're in really crappy condition. This one is in great condition, except for the power steering leak that we just discovered. This one, remember we found it with no front clip at all that we had to fix up? As far as me, what would I choose if I had to? If I was a younger person and I had like $3,000 or $4,000 to spend on an S600 or an S55 AMG, or if I was an old guy like me and I could fix them up a little bit and save some money, which would I rather? Would it be black or silver? Silver or black? It'd be the silver one. Yeah, it'd be the S55 AMG. Love the car, love the engine. That thing completely scares me to death, all right? So there you have it. Video is in the bag. That's the last video that you're gonna see with the S600. Yep, I'm gonna sell her. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do with the S55 AMG. If you're interested, yeah, hit me up. The email, monkeywrenchmike123@gmail.com. Let me know what you think about her. As always, if you like, please subscribe. Go ahead and leave a comment or two. And if you want a Monkey Wrench Mike sticker, don't forget, $3. Yep, that's all it's going to cost you. Cash App, Ben's Guy 99. Now, I'll send a sticker to you no matter where you are in the world, because I have stickers all over the place. I have two keys. Like I've said, the key for the S600 is going to go with the new buyer. I'll take this one, please. All right, with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget, it's Mother's Day. Call Mom, tell her you love her. And to my mother, Martha, school teacher, art teacher, best mom ever. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you more than ever.